Yes. Happy Monday, my friends. Welcome to a special episode of Kevin at 7. I am in the beautiful woods of outside of Nashville, Tennessee. I am here for a retreat. I've been in North Carolina for the last few days with my Round Table of Thrones Mastermind Summit at the Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina, which is absolutely fabulous. And now I've got a couple of days in between where I am just staying here in this beautiful mountain cabin out about 20 miles outside of Nashville, secluded and just private time to get away to reflect. I've got coaching calls tomorrow and I'm back for Kevin at 7. So today we're going to talk about nice guys and why nice guys are losing. Why nice guys, nice girls, but people who play nice, why they're losing, and especially why you're losing in this market today. And we're going to talk about what's the alternative. How do you still be a person that is good integrity and you care about people and still, but not be a nice guy? And what's the difference? And we're going to talk about everything from every extreme, from being the nice guy over here to being the asshole over here, from one extreme to the other. And how do you find the middle ground that allows you to help the most people and make the most money in real estate, in business, and in everything? You've heard the statement, nice guys finish last. What does that mean? Nice guys finish last. So I don't want to be mean. I want to be nice. And I've always considered myself a nice guy. And it is what it is. I'm a nice guy. But when you're nice, it doesn't always work out the way you want it to work out. So what do you do, especially when it comes to simply succeeding in business? Because let's get clear about this. Succeeding in business is not just about making a lot of money. Okay, when you're successful in business, if you are in a legitimate business, you're going to make a lot of money. But if your heart is right and you care about people, then the purpose of a successful business is not just to make a lot of money. It is also to help a lot of people. And say, well, money's not that important to me. I just want to help people. Well, that's good. That's fine. But when you're not making much money, there's not much that you can do to help a lot of people. And so it kind of goes together. You get value. When you bring value to people, you get value. When you become valuable, you're going to get compensated for the value that you bring. So good morning, everybody. Welcome. Excited to see all of you here. Why do nice guys finish last? Nice guys, nice girls. And what do you do about it so that you don't become an asshole? And yet you got to be able to win in business, especially in the times that we are in. This is wartime. For those of you in real estate, this is wartime real estate because the market has changed and we real estate agents today are at war. They're at war with the market. They're at war with interest rates. So what do you do? Because in the wartime, there's going to be a lot of devastation and there is going to be a lot of opportunity. But you got to be ready. You got to know how to defend your castle, and you got to know how to expand your territory. Defend your castle, expand your territory. Defend your castle and expand your territory. So if you are a business owner, real estate or any kind of business owner, what do we have to do? You got to first be able to defend your castle. You got to be able to make sure that you and your family are taken care of and that your business is solvent. Number 2 then is expand your territory. And that means you expand your business. You make it bigger, make more money, help more people. Okay, if this is the right conversation for you, make sure you give the video a thumbs up right here. And if you'll put in the comments where you are from. But here's what we're going to talk about for a few minutes. And that is this idea of being a nice guy and why it doesn't work, why it does not work in real estate. Now, I'm going to just give you the framework of this. Most of my life, I have been what I would consider to be a wimp. Okay? Now, I'm going to say this. It'll offend a little of you, some of you, because it's not nice. So cover your ears for the next 30 seconds. But when I was in 8th grade, a guy who had been my best friend in 3rd grade, his name was Santos Garcia, because of the way I behaved and I backed down and wouldn't stand up for myself and always backed down. I was bullied a lot. I remember walking past him in the hallway one day at school and he just said, "Ward, hold your ears if you're easily offended. Ward, you're such a pussy." Now, as an 8th grade boy, I knew exactly what he meant. I was a nice guy. I was a nice guy who would not stand up for myself. I was a nice guy who would let people push me around. I was a nice guy who was always trying to make everybody happy and make everybody like me. Here's the problem with being a nice guy, is that you make most of your decisions based on other people's opinions and seeking other people's approval. If you have ever been a person that's done this, type in the comments, that's me. Yep, OPO, other people's opinions, OPA, other people's approval. If your goal is to get other people's approval and you set your agenda based on other people's opinions, here's what I can promise you, you will lose. Because their agenda, their opinions, and their approval are not determined to help you win. They have their own agenda, their own frame, and whenever you are bowing your knee to other people's opinions, you are bowing your knee to people who probably do not have your best interest at heart. They probably just want you to do things the way that they think they should be done. Now, it could be family, could be somebody that loves you, they care about you, but they don't really understand what's in your best interest. They just want you to do it their way. Why? Because when you do it another way, they're going to judge you, they're going to criticize you. So the nice guy, the nice girl, yep, I get it, John, Mr. Jayhawk in the house. So as you come on, guys, introduce yourself. Type in where you're from, and that lets me see you in the chat. Hey, Nicole. Yeah. Brittany, good to see you. Okay, now I'm seeing who's here. Shafak from Montreal, Canada. Yep. Okay, good. Type in the chat where you're from, Jenny. Good to see you. I'm in Nashville. What's up, Katie? I am in Nashville, Tennessee, or outside of Nashville, Tennessee right now for a meditation retreat that I'm on this week. I've got 2 days here that I'm just doing business, working and unwinding a little bit from my event last week and doing some coaching calls tomorrow, but I just wanted to be on today. Last week I had an event going on, so I couldn't do Kevin at 7 for the last 3 days of last week. And so I slammed a kid, bigger guy and myself in 3rd grade. He bullied me okay, yep, happens. Yep, good to see you guys. So here's the deal. What is the alternative to being a nice guy? Being a mean guy? No. But I want to just kind of give you a scale. So I read this somewhere, and there was kind of a scale. And I'm not sure if it came, I don't know where it came from. But it was just, I just kind of wrote it out the way I would see it. And that is, here's a scale of going from nice guy to the other extreme, which is asshole. Okay, so a nice guy to asshole. The guy does not, it is gender neutral. Okay, so if you're a girl, it applies the same. We just use the phrase nice guy. We don't really use the phrase nice girl. That would be more of a moral assessment of a nice girl. But I'm talking about the nice guy who tries to make everybody happy. So on this side, you got the nice guy. Over this side, you got the person that's absolutely an asshole. He's a jerk, he's obnoxious, or she, and nobody wants to talk to him. Okay, so what is the scale? So I just want to give you a scale and then talk about what they mean and talk about where the greatest achievers typically find themselves. So first is the nice guy. What's the deal about the nice guy? The nice guy is dependent on other people's approval. He just wants to be liked, just like me. Like me, accept me. Problem with that is people don't respect you. The problem with that is people don't trust you because they don't trust your conviction because you don't have any convictions. You're trying to bow to everybody else's convictions and opinions. And so the problem is when big decisions and big stakes are on the line, nobody trusts the nice guy. They like the nice guy. He can be the life of the party. They'll talk to him. They'll be friends with him. They will use him, but they will not trust him. They will not follow him. And if you're the nice guy or you're the nice girl, the problem is people will like you. They will not follow you. They will not trust you. They will not follow you. This is why a lot of real estate agents who come in and say, I just want to help people. Right, so to help people, you got to get tough and stop being the nice guy. Stop being the nice girl. Now, I'm not saying you can't, I'm not talking about being the opposite of nice guy or the alternative to being unprofessional and rude and obnoxious and annoying. I'm not talking about that. But what I'm saying is you got to not have that nice guy persona that you just want to make people happy. You got to be willing to tell people the truth. You got to be willing to stand with people's BS. And you got to be able to lead them where they do not want to go. And if you're worried about whether they like it or not, you're going to be soft, and you're going to capitulate, and you're going to negotiate away the things that need to be done to help them win. So, what's next? Next to nice guy, who, by the way, most nice guys, nice girls, they're insecure. This was me, very insecure. Next to that is the person who's confident, and that is just a person that's self-assured. They have confidence. But they're quiet about it. They feel confident, but they don't say anything about it. And they don't want to offend anybody, so they're confident, but they won't say anything. Now, next to the confident person is the assertive person. Okay, so there's I mean, there's 6 different frames here. I'm going to give you, there's nice guy, there's confident, there's assertive, there's challenging, there's hardcore, and then there's asshole. Okay? So as you can see from one extreme to the other, one extreme loses and the other extreme loses. It is in the middle where there is power. So you've got nice guy and then you've got the confident guy. Problem with the confident guy is confident, but he won't speak up. That is the realm of the assertive. So the assertive is the one who's confident, but they're willing to ask. You see, the reason that confident people do not necessarily succeed is because they don't have the courage to confront. They don't have the courage to speak up. They're not willing to actually put themselves out there and ask. So you can go from just being a nice person, you can be confident, but if you're not willing to speak up, if you're not willing to lead, people will not follow you. So the assertive person is the one who puts themselves out there and asks. You have to ask for the business, you have to lead, you have to step up, you have to speak. Now, challenging is the next one. And this is the challenging person. The challenging person is where people start making a lot of money. And that is that they are willing to go beyond just asking, and they're willing to help people confront people's thinking, help people confront their own limiting beliefs, help people confront what they're worried about, help people confront their fears, confront objections, and help people get over it. And they're not willing to challenge a response, to ask. And when somebody answers, a challenging person will actually challenge the answer if it's taken the person the wrong direction. So this is where leadership begins to get really powerful, is your challenging person not only will lead, will take action, will ask people to follow, will call people to action, but when they say no, will actually challenge them. I'm not talking about an abrasive way, and I'm not talking about being rude or unprofessional. I'm just saying they're willing to courageously speak the truth and say, this is where you are, this is what's happening, and this is where you need to go. And they say, well, I don't want to go that way. Well, then let's talk about that. And they're willing to confront people's thinking. Somebody says, well, I can't afford to do that. Well, the fact you can't afford it probably is the reason you can't afford not to do it, because if you don't do it, you're going to keep getting the same results. See, change is always uncomfortable. A challenging person is the person who is willing and able to lead somebody to change. And there is where you start making a lot of money. You put that into your business model, and you go from being the nice guy to the confident guy to the assertive that's just willing to ask to now the challenging person that's not only willing to ask, but it has the courage to actually lead in the face of resistance. Now, is this making sense to you guys? Just type in the chat if you're following me. Just type in the comments, yes, this is making sense. Okay, now what happens after challenging? The next person is hardcore. So this is the next level, and that is hardcore. The hardcore person is the one who's not only willing to ask, who's not only willing to lead, who's not only willing to confront and to challenge, but virtually will not take no for an answer. Why? Well, because they believe. Now, this always bothered me. Until recently, I did not like hardcore people. I didn't like the term hardcore, like hardcore closer. There's a guy out there that I have a lot of respect for named his brand is Hardcore Closer. And I was always like, I just don't like it. Because what I don't like is the hard close that's BS. I don't like manipulating people. I don't believe in BS. I think everything should be done with integrity and everything should be done with the best interest of the client in mind. But I just basically decided that if you were hardcore, that meant you were only cared about yourself. And what I discovered is that's not necessarily true. You can be a nice guy and care only about yourself. You can be an assertive person and care only about yourself. You can be a challenging person and a leader and only care about yourself. You can be a hardcore person and only care about yourself. And frankly, you can be an asshole and only care about yourself, but you can also be an asshole and actually care about other people. You just don't know how to get them to follow. So there's the hardcore person is the one who is willing to challenge and put everything on the line to get somebody to do something. Now, here's the underlying piece of all this. What do you care about? If you only care about yourself, then I don't care whether you're a nice guy, a confident guy, assertive guy, a challenging guy, a hardcore guy, or an asshole guy. If you only care about yourself, then you're not going to change a lot of people's lives. What makes all of this underlying it, that gives it the opportunity to be powerful, is that you actually care about other people, that you actually are acting in the best interest and thinking about the best interest of the people that you are in a conversation with or the people that you are leading. So hardcore is just a person who just like because their belief is so strong. There's so much certainty in what they have and what they are doing that they are willing to confront you, that they are willing to stand up to you, that you're willing to stand up to your limiting beliefs. They're willing to stand up to your false beliefs. They're willing to stand up to your objections. They're willing to stand up to your no's, and they're willing to stand up to your disapproval and telling them to go take a hike. Why? Because they care more about what they believe will happen if you say yes and if you follow than they are about whether or not you like them. They don't care whether you like them or not. They care whether you win or not. That is the hardcore person. And then at the very extreme is the asshole. And the asshole is just the one that just like may care, may not care, but the way they come across is so abrasive that they basically annoy or turn off everybody, that nobody wants to work with them. Okay? And typically by the time they get to that far extent, not only do they not care about how people feel, they don't care about people. See, here's the deal. You got to be able, in the middle of all this, the most powerful ones are the ones who are the challenging and the hardcore. Assertive, yeah, you start making some money. But when you can be the person who can challenge false beliefs, challenge objections, challenge people's thinking to help them overcome it, then you start making an impact. Then you start being able to really, really help a lot of people. And when you get hardcore can just be more of a reflection of your own belief in what you are offering and the value that you have to bring to the table. So when you're in a listing appointment or when you're selling someone in your business, when you're in a conversation, you're trying to lead somebody to a decision, your ability to challenge, your ability to be hardcore, if you care about them and if you believe that what you are doing is in their best interest, then at the end of the day, that path, that ability to show up with that kind of belief and yet combine that with the skill and the heart, with the compassion and the competence to be able to lead people to a decision is where entrepreneurs explode. It's where the lid is just blown off and you are able to build a massive business and build a great empire. So my friend, where do you fit on the scale right now? Honestly. Being absolutely honest, this is not a time to BS yourself, okay? And the further you get on the stronger side, the more skill is required for you to do it effectively. Otherwise, you just start turning people off. So there's the nice guy that only cares about other people's opinions and not willing to step out. There's the confident guy who believes, or girl, and it can be guy, girls, you get the point, okay? You can be the person that is nice guy and all you care about is other people's opinions. You can be the person that is the confident person, but you won't ask because you don't want to upset people, or you don't want rejection, you don't want that. So you're just going to be like, I'm the nice guy, I'm confident, but I just don't like confrontation. And then there's the assertive person. The assertive person is the one who's willing to ask. You're willing to ask and you're willing to take a no, you're willing to face rejection. The challenging person is the one who really has the courage to ask, but isn't really good at taking a no. Why? Because they believe so strongly in their message, they're willing to challenge you. And then the hardcore is the person who believes so strongly and who's developed a skill set that can take people to the edge and make people totally uncomfortable and be totally fine with it because they know on the other side of that is the decision that will help change that person's life. And then at the very far extreme is the asshole. And that's the person that's just over the top. Most people can't even work with them because they're so intense. They may be a good person, but they're so intense, nobody wants to talk to them. So find yourself in that middle. Where do you find yourself? Okay, so Nicole finds herself in the assertive. Okay, SS Nothing. I really think you should change your name, my friend. If this is your YouTube tag, SS Nothing just does not make people go like, that's who I want to follow. I want to follow nothing. But I'm definitely at a phase of being confident, but avoidant of confrontation. Yep, got to work on that. So I would suggest first right now, you got to change your story. And your title, your channel name is nothing. No. Nobody's going to follow that. Okay. If you want people to follow you and respect you, you got to change that. Okay. I get it. I'm not on your back. I'm not on your back about it. I'm giving you feedback. Okay. So we got confident. I think every man should be inspired by Batman. Okay. Here we go. Yeah. Batman. He's assertive, smart, dangerous, but in control of his emotions. 100%. 100%. And you said some really key things there. In control of your own emotions. And you got to be dangerous. Guys, the person who's powerful is extremely dangerous. Okay. A lion is dangerous, but only to the foe, only to the enemies. Okay. A lion is not dangerous to his own. So, yep, love it. Yep, sounds like a hero. That's right, Jayhawk. Heroes have the courage to lead in the face of resistance. Be willing to go to war, be willing to go to battle. And guys, here's the deal. Right now, it is wartime. It is wartime right now with what's happening in the economy, what's happening in the real estate industry, what's happening with more interest rates, what's happening with buyers and sellers getting scared, backing out, prices coming down, deals falling apart. It is wartime, and it's not going to get better. We got a long ways to go through this thing. And if you do not have the courage, the nice guys, they're gone. The nice guy, literally, there are agents right now. There are thousands, literally, thousands of realtors every day in the United States right now that are turning off their MLS. They are getting out of real estate. Thousands every single day. Tens of thousands every single month right now are exiting the real estate industry. Why? Because nice guys aren't going to make it. All the nice guys that don't have the courage, that don't have the competence, are not going to make it in real estate. It is time for you to step up. You got to step up, stop being the nice guy, stop being the nice gal, and you got to get tough. You got to get strong, because people in times of chaos, in times of turmoil, in times of pain, in times of storm, people will not trust or follow the nice guy. Who will they trust? Who will they follow? The one who knows how to hunt, the one that is strong, the one that is courageous, the one that is savage. This is who they will trust. That has to be you. So right now, more than ever before, you got to rise. Okay, you got to rise. I'm going to be taking you guys on a journey. Those of you that choose to follow me, you can go to yesmasters.com. You can get opted in. If you don't have a copy of the free copy of the Book of Yes, you can go to thebookofyes.com. You can get a copy of that. But the most important thing is right now, I need you in the conversation with me. Because what we're going to be doing over the next 2 months as we go into the end of 2022 and into the beginning of 2023 is preparing you for war. Okay, I've got some big announcements that are coming up on Black Friday. We've got a major announcement coming up on Black Friday that is going to be a game changer for so many of you. Because right now is a time. This is the time that everything is turning. And in this is going to become a battlefield littered with the corpses of real estate agents and business people who are not willing to adapt, who are not willing to rise. And in the middle, on the other side of that, is going to be massive, massive opportunity. There's massive opportunity through the battle. And on the other side of the battle, there is going to be massive opportunity. But you got to be willing to go to war. You got to be willing to stand up. Stop being the nice guy. You cannot be soft. You cannot be soft. You cannot be easy. This is the wrong time for that. So with that, join me. I'll be here. So I'm going to be back tomorrow for Kevin at 7. Tomorrow and Wednesday morning, I will be here for Kevin at 7. Thursday and Friday, I will be off the grid. So I will not be having Kevin at 7 tomorrow or Friday. And then next Monday, I will be back again with you guys for Kevin at 7. So I'll see you guys tomorrow right here at 7 a.m. Pacific time. Have a great morning, everybody. Play to win and always expect yes.